What's up, y'all? I just wanted to bring you this video today because there have been times throughout my life where like I had like these thoughts like I couldn't figure out why God was dragging me through situations like that I was going through back then. But time goes by no matter what. In all situations, time go by, and time and God, for that matter, if that's what you believe in, will reveal to you why certain things once happened. So I'm going to tell you a story. It's another failure of a story that I have for you guys. I know I've been bringing this to you guys lately. The videos are going to get more positive. It's just what I'm going through right now. I feel defeated and stuff like that. So I want to express myself in an authentic way in these videos I've been dropping lately. So, when I went through this particular failure, at the time, I used to beat myself up about it. I used to be like, there's something wrong with me. I'm not doing things right. And when I reflect on it, all of that is okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, all of that is okay. You don't got no choice but to keep going. You don't got no choice. Because, like, I'd be wasting time. We would all be wasting time if we just sit and ponder on these situations. Like, I'd rather, like, try to make magic happen immediately, try to figure out something different, just get to the next thing, rather than, because if I'm sitting, like, just for an example, let's say in my bedroom all day reflecting on what happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago, like, it's not a good thing. So, but I'm gonna give you guys this story right now. So, and like I said, I'm over this because I found a better situation after I failed in this thing I wanted to do. So, long story short, so one of the jobs that I applied to was FedEx. And so I applied to FedEx. I got a call back like 3 days later. It might have been like a week later. I got a call back from FedEx a week later. And this guy, he was a cool guy. He was like, yeah, I see your resume. Everything looked good. And a little bit of background information. I had put on my resume that I have experience in driving a cargo van, which is true. I drove a cargo van for about 3 months at one point. It was like years ago, like 3 years ago. I put that down on my resume, and I was picking up cargo and delivering it across state lines. Like, I would take drives from the East Coast all the way to Cali, drop off cargo. We would deliver stuff like different things like wine glasses in the pallets. They would wrap it up. But long story short, I put that on my resume. So FedEx, gave me a call. So he was like, yeah, he was like, yo, I'm interested in you, man. Come in for an interview, and we'll see how it goes. So I came in for the interview, and when I went in there, everybody was dressed regular. Like, everybody was dressed in their regular clothes. Like, it just seemed as though they weren't taking the interview seriously as you would imagine one would. And here I go, I come into this FedEx job with a suit. You get what I mean? I come in with a suit because I in my head, I'm trying to take it seriously. You get what I mean? So I came up in a suit, and I could tell he respected me. The dude who interviewed me, he respected me from just the suit alone because he knew nobody else had a suit. But it still wasn't over yet, So from that interview, he was talking to me as if I already got the job. So he kept up with me the next few days. The interview went all right. He kept up with me the next few days. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, so far, so good, because you gotta pass all the steps. And he kept in contact with me. He's like, okay, go to the doctor's office, get your little physical exam. I need that. So I did the physical exam, gave it to him. He was like, now you gotta go to the police station, get your background check. I did that. That checked out. There was one more thing. I had to get drug tested. That was the other thing. I had to get drug tested. I had to go somewhere and get drug tested. That checked out. And then he didn't hit me back for like another week waiting for those results. But long story short, he got the results back, and the last step was the driving test. So boom, it's almost like, oh, and then during the interview, he had subliminally warned everybody that was in that interview room. He said, do not put your 2 weeks in with the other job until you pass the road test, because the road test is make or break. And he hinted to everybody why everyone fails. He said, you know what? He was like, yeah, nobody put their 2 weeks in at their other job until you pass this road test, because we had another person and he failed the road test before he even left the lot. And everyone started laughing. I started laughing too. And he didn't reveal why he failed the driving test on his way out the lot. So boom, he calls me after a week. He goes, all right, are you free to take this driving test tomorrow? I said, yeah. Let me come and do the driving test real quick. I had work. So I was like, I'm gonna do the driving test and then go to my job. At the time I was working at Old Navy for 10 months. And I was steady trying to look for a higher paying job at this point. So long story short, I pull up, I do this road test, and one thing that was funny was the whole entire road test, dude was on his phone. Like the dude that was like, there was another dude doing the driving test with me that he was watching me to see if I'm passing the driving test or not. So I noticed that was one thing that was off to me. He was on the phone the whole time, because now looking back on it, he knew that I had already failed. So that's why he was on the phone. You know, he was still acting like he was paying attention, but he was like to me, it was a little bit like, normally if somebody were to do that, if you're doing something and somebody on the phone while you're in the middle of something, it's kind of, you would think rude, right? But whatever, I ain't think none of it. So he on the phone. I had to, I drove around the block, and then there was a cone test. It was like a cone test where you had to maneuver through the cones, then you had to back up through the cones. Well, long story short, I had fucked up moving the back way through the cones. I fucked that up. I don't think, as a matter of fact, I didn't even hit a cone. But I kept having to adjust because I'm driving this big body truck and I have to maneuver through the cones just using my mirrors. So I fucked that up. I knew I failed that. And another thing that I later on knew about myself was that the biggest thing that you probably gonna comment below, you gonna be like, yo, this dude is a fool. I didn't have my seatbelt on the whole entire time. Like, so that's just an example. Like, now you see and you know how dumb that is. And I can't blame nobody but myself. I ain't tripping about it, because like later on, and like I said, I beat myself up over it. Now I know things like FedEx, you could go and retake the test, stuff like that. But yo, that was another job. If any of you seen my last video, the last video I dropped, this one is the same type of video. The dude never hit me back. So he spent all this time getting me to go to the doctor's office, go to the drug test, but I failed that driver's test. He ain't hit me back. So, you know, whatever. It's like, so, but later on, and then, you know, later on, I was like, okay, I was waiting. He ain't never called me back. And I was like, okay, worst case, I'll retake the driving test for FedEx, whatever. But so I kept applying to more jobs, and then I ended up getting another job within the healthcare field. Like, I'm waiting for that video to reveal what it actually was, because actually this is the job I'm in now that I'm about to be fired for. So I'm just, like I said, I got my videos in order, my video topics in order, what I'm gonna do. Let me see. So I applied. I was beating myself over about the FedEx job, but later on, it was quick for me to get over the FedEx job. But then when I got this next job, it's almost like God was revealing to me, now you see why you shouldn't really beat yourself up too much about that last job that you fucked up, because this job pays way more than FedEx. FedEx pays decent, don't get me wrong. FedEx pays decent, and actually, there are a lot of FedEx employees that get paid a lot of money if they've been there for a long time. It's different. it varies on how much, you know, y'all know who, if y'all watching this video and you ever worked for FedEx, there's a lot of people that make a lot of money in FedEx, like if you in management, whatever it is. But the position that I was applying for, it was entry-level driver. It was like you driving the box truck and you delivering the packages. That was what it was paying something like $860 a week with bonuses. It was so easy to rack up bonuses, stuff like that. Long story short, later on, once I got this job that I got right now, I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't get that FedEx thing for a bunch of reasons. Like, because now that I got this job, it's paying more. There's a lot more overtime, and it's less depressing. It's less depressing. I don't want to diss the job. I don't want to diss FedEx. I don't want to diss FedEx, you know, because everybody got to do what they got to do. And then not only that, there's positions in FedEx that, I don't know. There's a lot of people that like working for FedEx. Shout out to y'all. But this is just like, you know, the job that I got after that, after I flunked that job, after I, you know, failed the driver's test, I got something that paid way better, that was more laid back. And it just, the point is, God revealed to me why certain events in my life went the way it did. But now, so here I am again, you know, in a kind of situation where I'm about to get fired. And because I have certain life experiences that reveal to me that there's always going to be something better out there. And if it's not necessarily, let's say, all the way better, God would have rather me in this future situation than what he took away from me. So I want that to be the lesson today. And also, the reason I'm making videos like this is because I also want to show a little bit of authenticity, because I never wanted to come on this channel and make it seem like I'm just perfect. I could do no wrong. Everything I do is just flawless. Yo, from my very first video, I've been letting y'all know that I ain't the most perfect person in the world. But in this day and age, social media portrays, you know, that people get on social media and portray that they have like such an amazing life. And it's not always the case. This is no shade towards nobody. It's just, I don't want to come on here and give the wrong impression, if you get what I mean. So that's the video for today. The videos are going to get a lot more positive, because now that I assume that I'm not working this job no more, the videos are going to start coming out a little bit more frequently than before when I was working. And I'm going to start to make videos about things that I have fun doing and topics that I like and that make me happy. So like I said, this was the video for today. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching.